welcome to Fit to Box channel, and today I'm doing a video, sort of an overall video of the sort of a boxing equipment that you can buy and what you need to start off with and what you progress to as you're going through your sort of boxing career or your boxing journey. So I've got sort of my random bits of my sparring gear here, and I'm going to go through each sort of part. So I will move these out of the way. That was just to sort of show you them all together. So I mean, boxing is a dangerous sport. It's my belief that you should give yourself the best possible advantage by getting the best equipment that you can afford, so that you can concentrate on your boxing and not on your equipment that might be letting you down. What equipment do you need to start boxing? Well, the first time you go to a gym, you may have some gloves, you may have some wraps, you may even have a gum shield. Most gyms will have gloves that you can use. My advice is, once you have decided boxing is for you, then I would say commit to getting your own kit. Wraps are essential. They protect your hands from injury. There's lots of small bones in the hands, and that's where wraps come in to protect you. I would say, I mean, these are the winning, more expensive ones, but if you can get some wraps that have got that stretching, I think they're better than the ones that don't have any stretching at all. I think you can get a much more comfortable hand wrap feel when you use these ones. So get stretchy wraps. Wraps provide protection for your wrists, for your knuckles, for your thumb, for the back of the hand. Lots of sort of small bones in your hands, so you need to protect them. If you start whacking a heavy bag without wraps on, you might hurt your hands and you may even pick up an injury, and your hand may never be the same again. So I would always recommend wearing wraps. When it comes to gloves, the club will probably have some gloves that you can use. However, these gloves have probably been used and sweated in by hundreds, if not thousands, of other people's hands. So you can imagine the bacteria and germs that would be in the gloves that you'll find in a club. Even with wraps on, the gloves that you find in a club are not great. But you know, it's a matter of, obviously, they do offer some gloves for people that are not, you know, coming for the first few times. I suggest watch Fit to Box channel, ask people at the gym, speak to the trainers. If you've got a boxing shop by you or within distance, then go and ask them. When I say boxing shop, I don't mean like a Sports Direct. The assistants are unlikely to have specialist boxing knowledge in a sort of a Sports Direct. They may have, but beyond what gloves that they've got, the brands and the prices, they probably do know what are the best-selling gloves, but really, you know, they're not going to be experts by any means. In terms of gloves, how much should you pay for a pair? Well, for your first pair, you'd want a decent leather pair. These are winning, so these are sort of £250 plus. But you can go the whole hog in any of these things when it comes to wraps or gum shields, gloves, boots, headgear, groin guard. You really can spend no money or hardly any money to sort of massive money. And remember, with my gear, I've been sort of buying it over many years and sort of upgrading it, so that's why I've sort of got a good collection. If I was you, I'd spend at least £40 on a pair of gloves. If you go to a Sports Direct and buy a pair, £25, £30, £35, if you get like a PU synthetic leather glove, then, you know, it may look good enough, but you'll probably find that they fall to bits within months, sometimes weeks. So buying cheap gloves is a total false economy, as they will just break up, they'll rip, the padding will become misshapen, and you'll have to buy another pair, as I say, sometimes within months, which is not great. So you're best to invest in a decent leather pair. that would be, for me, the way forward. If you were wanting to sort of go past the training and go into, say, the sparring, then if you are going to be sparring, you are going to need a gum shield. Again, you can go as cheap as £2, £3 for a boil and bite mouth guard. They're not very good. I would suggest spend at least £10 or £15 on a more decent gum shield, so that you can get a good fit to your teeth. I have two, this one and a blue one, which I've had about 10 years. They're both from my dentist, and they cost me about £50 or £60, but they are perfect fit for my teeth. So again, it's a matter of what you want to do, and when it comes to protecting teeth, I do think it's a very good idea to spend that bit of extra money on those. That one comes in a little box as well. There is some great custom mouth guards out there available that actually do look amazing, so you know, I'll be bringing you a video on that very soon. Head guards. I'll just show you a couple of head guards that I have got here. When it comes to head guards, again, a club will probably provide for your sparring an array of head guards. Now, with head guards, you can get full face head guards with a bar across. You can get cheek head guards like this one. You can get cheek and chin head guards as well. Or you can get head guards that haven't got the cheek part and they're just like the actual forehead and the side of their head. So there is a lot of different head guards that you can use, and then it's just a matter of obviously you deciding which head guard is best for you. The more protection you've got, like this one a little bit, the more protection that you've got, the less vision that you have got. That's the general rule. So if you've got an open face head guard, you've got more vision than if you've got a bar across the front. That just makes sense, but it's just a matter of whether you want to protect your face or whether you want more vision. Now, the head guards that your boxing club will provide, although they will protect your head, again, I will say to you, they have probably been used by hundreds, if not thousands of people. They have been sweated in, they have been snotted in, they have been bled in. So you can imagine they are not the best when it comes to hygiene and putting them on. Sometimes you get handed a head guard that's just been worn by someone else. So it's nice and wet and nice and warm, and still got the fresh spit in there as well. So as you can imagine, I would recommend getting your own head guard as opposed to sort of using the club ones. Use the club ones for a couple of times, realise that you want to do it, and then get your own. And of course then when you do buy your head guard, what will happen is the head guard will actually mould to your head and not being stretched by all different people's heads and changing shape like the ones that will be in the gym. So I think it's a great idea to get your own head guard. Again, you can spend, little money, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 pounds on a head guard. It's not going to be a great head guard, but you pay for what you get. With head guards, I do believe it's a bit like motorbike helmets. If you're going to buy a £30 motorbike helmet and you come off your motorbike and smash your head, then if I was you, I'd rather be wearing a £300 motorbike helmet, because when you need that protection, you need to know that you've got quality protecting your head. Same with boxing, because not only are you with a motorbike, you're just going to, the worst case scenario is that you're falling off and smashing your head off the floor, but of course in boxing people are trying to punch you in the head all of the time. So I would suggest, these are more expensive head guards, but as I say, when it comes to protecting my head, I do want the best protection possible. So that's why I've gone with the winning ones. So there you go, head guards, just another vital piece of equipment that you need when you are sparring. Then we move on to boxing boots. Okay, boxing boots, these are my Nike Hyper KOs or Nike Hyper KOs. As you know, I really love these boots. Boots, you can get a pair of Lonsdale boots, which are a perfectly decent pair of boots for about £30 to £35. Again, Sports Direct will have them. If you have a little step up from them, then you get into the region of sort of your Adidas Hog boots, Adidas Hog 2 boots. You know, so you can spend sort of 40, 50, 60 pound on them sort of boots. Rival, again, they make boots. And then you've got sort of the nicer, the higher sort of ones, which is the Nike Hyper KOs. You've got some new Nike come out. You've also got some new Adidas ones that have come out, which are a bit more expensive, but are sort of better and more stylish than their sort of standard Adidas hog type boots. You can go all the way up. Mizuno and Winning both do expensive, really expensive boots, but again, like I've said before, you can spend what you want in this. So you just pick whichever point you want to go in at. But certainly Lonsdale boots at £30 to £35 for somebody that's just starting sparring are perfectly adequate. Okay, and then we come on to groin guards. Okay, groin guards. Now, I can't believe how many people don't have a groin guard to sparring. I always remember a few years ago, an ex-professional, it was a journeyman called Sean Walton, lovely guy, come down the gym, used to train at our gym, and he came down the one time to give the lads a bit of sort of sparring and some advice, and he had a groin guard with him, and at the time I hadn't seen anybody else in the gym wearing a groin guard. Since then, there is a few more people that do wear groin guards, myself included, but always surprises me that people will pay money for good gloves, they'll pay money for a good head guard to protect their head, good gum shield to protect their teeth, and then they don't protect their vitals down below. And I can tell you, you can have some serious damage from a shot in the nether regions. Obviously the groin guard protects you here, but also what I like about this one is some of the shots that are a little bit south, you know, there is some protection there for the lower sort of stomach area as well. So I would always recommend a groin guard. Again, you can go from the cups that you can just put in sort of underwear, the specialist sort of shorts which have got a pouch that you put like a small cup in. You can get ones like this, which used to be my groin guard, which again was a good groin guard with that extra bit at the top as well as the cup. And then you can go sort of the whole hog, and this is my current groin guard. You know, you can pay Geezers Boxing sell these £210. I wouldn't pay that much for them, but certainly, you know, it is worth investing in a groin guard of whatever type that you feel. So, I mean, that is literally running through each of the pieces of equipment that could and will help you when it comes to your boxing training and sort of your sparring. The reason, or just a little story for you, the reason I am so keen on getting the best equipment is because it is a dangerous sport, and you can have punches to the head, punches to the mouth. You know, you can hurt your hands if you haven't got good wraps and good gloves on. You can, if somebody's getting a bit tired and they aim a body shot and it goes a bit low, it hurts. You can cause some serious damage to people. So I am really, really, when it comes to sort of sparring and boxing, I am protective. Not only of yourself, but also of your sparring partner. Getting the right size gloves is essential, you know, not sparring in 10 ounce Reyes for a start. You know, get some gloves at 14, 16, 18 ounce gloves. Protect your hands, but protect your sparring partner as well. As I say, the reason, my background to this is I used to be a hockey goalkeeper. Not an ice hockey goalkeeper, but a grass hockey goalkeeper. And when I was at school, I started playing. And at the time, funds were low at this school, and I had an ice hockey plastic mask that I had on my face. I had cricket pads on my legs. I also had wicket keeper gloves for the gloves. I had a hockey stick, obviously. I had a cricket box, not even a hockey box to protect me down below. And I also, the creme de la creme was I had about 4 or 5 thick magazines, actual reading magazines that I had masking taped. I had sellotaped into a jumper to protect from that hard hockey ball smacking me in the chest. And when I was playing that, as I got better and better, I started to get some better and better equipment. And I can tell you that when you've got proper hockey pads on and proper hockey goalkeeper gloves on, and groin guard, and chest protection and arm protection and proper helmet and everything, you can concentrate much better on your game when that hard ball is whizzing about your head. And totally the same for boxing. You want to protect yourself as much as possible, and equipment has a great part in that. If you are matched against someone who is of equal skill and strength and speed to you, but your equipment is fitting and not moving, and their equipment, the mouth guard keeps coming out and obstructing their breathing, the head guard keeps spinning round, they haven't got a groin guard on, it will give you the extra 2 or 3% that will mean that you'll get the better of that person, even though essentially you're both exactly the same. But while they're thinking about the equipment that's moving, you're punching them in the face. And then when they're trying to punch you in the face, your equipment is tight and is staying where it should be. So that's just a bit of an equipment update for you, just to tell you, the sort of things that you can get and that you should get. I hope you enjoyed that. Also, I got to see a bit of my sort of sparring kit. I've been really pleased since I've been able to get the all-white winning gear, which I've been looking to get for a number of years. So please like and subscribe to this channel, Fit to Box channel. Really enjoy bringing you sort of informative videos. I love the comments that come through as well. There's some real knowledge out there, and it's good to hear from you. So keep them coming. As I say, please like and subscribe, and keep watching. Thanks very much.